And Chinese girls came in looking like the runway models of America. They left at 1. At 1, 10 black girls came in. They was looking like the #1 models in America. 2 o'clock, 10 Spanish girls came in, looking like runway models of America. 3 o'clock. I mean, this shit was insanity.
The views of Fat Joe.
I'm not going to elaborate too much. What I can say is, boy, that was the greatest day of my life watching him do Hypnotize.
Did you know it was gonna be a classic like that, Joe? Did you felt it in it?
Oh, that shit was crazy because the beat itself was that Luke and Laura.
Yo, Puff, how far?
That shit was like, you knew that shit was sick because he just let that shit bake while he was writing to it. He was letting that shit bake, and it was just playing for hours and hours and hours. It wouldn't stop, and the shit never got whacked. It just kept pound, boom, 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 pound. That shit was like, oh my God, this shit is. Now that shit was crazy. Instrumental. That shit
Puff,
was
Puff, how fun was the video?
Oh man, the video was fun. That was like the first time we both tried ecstasy.
Woo. Yo, raw on this Twitter call, man. Y'all are wilding, man.
I mean, it was an experience. You know what I'm saying? Everybody
take that.
Hey, yo, Biggie's 50. Check us out. We have nothing to hide, nigga. Biggie's 50.
Let's do it.
You know
yeah, right.
You know what I'm saying? That was a long time ago. It was the first time. It was just a little nibble. It was all right. It was a little nibble, but we was in extra high spirits. This breaking news and shit.
Yeah, he's like,
fuck it. On his 50th birthday, I want to let y'all know that.
We're gonna drive backwards now. We're gonna drive backwards. We're high.
Yeah, I'm telling.
Real quick, I know we talk about Life After Death. Joe, you had something to do with Notorious Thugs, right? I wonder if you could speak on that a little bit. I know you mentioned it before in interviews.
That's simple. So Biggie, I got real cool when I came in the game. I got real cool with Bone Thugs and Harmony. We were signed to the same label. So I was basically the only guy in New York who really knew them and was really fucking with them like family. But them guys, they went from like, they just started selling like 30 million records. Like they was breaking records. Like they was the biggest. And Big was like, y'all want to do a song with your guys? And I was like, no problem. You know what I'm saying? You know, Big, my brother, there's no question. So I need you to get it done. They've been avoiding our calls. So what happened was they was kind of cool. They was cool with Tupac. They already did a song with Tupac, so they didn't want to burn no bridges or whatever. So I had to do some convincing. But believe it or not, they're the happiest guys in the world. They ever did the Bone and Biggie. So we got them in the studio. We made them rock, and it was the best thing they ever did in their life.
Yeah, that's one of the best ones in the album, man. Yeah. Crazy.
But yo, Puff, you talk about how, you know, Big inspired you to really step out and take on the challenge of being an artist yourself.
Yeah, that was kind of wild. We were going, I would like put together the shows and I would act like I was the artist. So I would be like, you know, whether it was Jodeci or Mary, I would actually be like kind of pantomiming like the moves and like the bop or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying I'm responsible for everybody's whole bop, but I'm just saying like, you know, just kind of sketching out a vibe for him, you know? And so, you know, as I was doing that and then he was like, yo, I need you to bring me out. I got this idea. Because I just was in the Versace shirt, like more on the sideline. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And then once it came time for the tour, but throughout the shows of building Bad Boy, I was like the hype man of all the artists, like on some P.T. Barnum. And then you know, he would just see just the you know, the bag that I would get in as an artist, you know what I'm saying, just dancing, because I came from being like a backup dancer. So I had no problem with like kind of filling that role. Yep. And then he was just like, yo, I just see you as an artist. He was like, I got an idea, you know what I'm saying? Well, I'm gonna write your rhymes and I'm gonna manage you, and you manage me. And it was like we would have these like, you know, fun conversations. And then so on the Get Money remix, like that verse was actually written for me. And I was just like, man, I mean, I was like, I don't think I could get it. I don't want to like slow up the flow, you know? I was a little nervous. And then
wait, which verse?
and
Which verse, Puff?
kept,
Guns Out Bustin'? That one?
with Caesar's verse.
Oh, got you.
Yeah, of the Get Money remix.
Yeah.
But yeah. Then by Can't Nobody Hold Me Down and by the Benjamins, you know what I'm saying, he had locked me into a bag, and by Victory, you know, he had pushed me all the way in, and you know, I didn't know what would become of it, you know what I'm saying, but I knew I was like living a dream, and I was like with it, you know.
Yeah.
So you know, it worked out. He saw something in me that, you know what I'm saying, you know, I probably and nobody else probably saw in me.
Yeah. How do you feel like? You feel like you was popping your shit, like when you be so confident rhyming with him, or even like on My Downfall, you was popping shit on his records and stuff like that. Like, how did he react to that? Did he hype you up on stuff like that?
Nah. I mean, I did whatever I did. I felt, you know what I'm saying. So, yeah. I mean, in the studio, like, you know, he definitely let me wear the director hat. You know what I'm saying.
Yeah.
He definitely let me be Phil Jackson. You know what I'm saying. And you know what I'm saying. So it was definitely that type of thing. You know, like letting me produce the record. He never really tried to produce the record.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying. He was like, you do that. He never was coming to the mixes or was anything like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, you know, that you know, that's how that really went down. So all of the stuff that was just the creative sound that I was putting together, you know, and
yeah, some of my great well-produced records. I want to talk about Victory. Hove, I was saying, I remember on a Juan Epstein back in the day, you had talked about you liked the arrangement where it's like Biggie's doing like a mic check, but then Puffy's just rapping and setting the record off. Like, you talk about your feelings about that song?
Oh yeah, it's one of my favorite moments. And it's one of my favorite moments from them. Two of my favorite moments when they're singing the Player Hater song. Just the amount of fun that it felt like they were having that day in the studio, and the moment where Puff is rapping and Big is like in the background adjusting the mic, like turn the mic up a little bit, like just the confidence for the person rapping to allow that to happen. Almost like when they say Basquiat and Warhol, you know, when they did their collaborations, Warhol would always go first, and then that last series of paintings, you know, you see the Basquiat drawing over his. It was a sign of their trust that he allowed Warhol to paint over him. So for Puff to allow him to speak, you know, as he was rapping, it was just like, you know, a metaphor for their relationship. And as a listener, I was like, this shit is like some of the illest shit I've ever heard. It was just so freeform, and it was and, but by the way, and then when that song drops and he start rapping, it's like that shit's like a comic.
Yeah. Puff, you talk about putting that record together?
Yeah. Biggie wrote the whole song for me, and was like, you know, go wherever you feel, and I was still, the first time I did the vocals was in LA, like 2 nights before he had passed away, and you know, so I had the reference of it, and you know, I was in the studio. I remember I was in the studio, you know, doing it by myself, and I was like, I started to drop, because it used to have all the drums. So then I started to drop out different pieces, and I went and separated all the pieces of Rocky, and I kind of replayed them, and that's kind of what started to give its magic, because Rocky, that Victory is from the theme song of Rocky.
Yeah.
And so it gives you that uplifting thing. And then, you know, I had to finish it. I finished the record though after he had passed away.
Wow.
And
yeah,
it really was something that kept me going. You know what I'm saying? Like how I did Missing You, I did that after. You know, I was blessed to be able to have music to go back to, because I really was like, yo, I don't even want to like do any of this no more. Like, you know, and it was just so overwhelming for me. You know what I'm saying? Being young.
Yeah.
And it was just like, yo, and then you know, when I did the Missing You and I was able to release and express myself on that record, and then I went and recut the vocals in Daddy's House and really express myself. Like, and when you hear at the end, what am I going to do now? What the fuck am I going to do now?
Yeah.
That's because that's just it was just, even right now, it's like, man, it's so surreal. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like being on this phone and hearing Hove and hearing this and talking about Biggie, hearing homeboy that wrote the book and the impact. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because it's such a beautiful story, man. And I miss him so much, but it's such a beautiful story. The impact that he's been able to have on the game,
Yep.
and even you know, me and Hove, like, you know what I'm saying, like the impact that he had on us to get to here. So he's responsible for so many things, as my man was saying, but then also he's like responsible for me and Hove. That's like crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, you know, that's what that man did. So happy birthday to the boy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And it's still here.
Yeah, like Hove, how did you deal with processing that loss? And like I always say, like you also then took on the challenge of like, you know, ascending to great heights, right? Like I felt like, you know, you always paid homage to your brother Big, you pay homage to Pac, and you sort of took on that challenge of like trying to be our leader in the space, you know?
Yeah. I mean, personally, you know, that's a tough one. Because at the same time, you know, my brother in like real life and my brother in music and companionship, and like someone that really push you, know, like that's a big void missing. I don't know if people really like, you know, really explore that part of it, like just as far as like just someone that's you inspired by that you can push your art even further.
Yeah.
You know, that's gone. So there's a big void. Like you generating and you're making things, you know, on your own now. But as far as like, you know, Big empire and like just pushing forward, that's just me being a student of the game and loving the game and loving the culture and just want to push the culture forward. And for me, that was the challenge that I was faced with. And you know, that's a void. That's a big void. That ain't, you
Yeah.
know, others, you know, others stepped in and filled it as well, not just myself, but it was that's a big void. That's the two pillars right there. Imagine that within a year.
Yeah. 6 months,
Right.
6 months apart. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, come on, man.
Yo, I want to say, bro, you filled them shoes though. You came in and you know what I'm saying? So we definitely give thanks for you. You know what I'm saying? Because you definitely, you know, came in and I just know how much Big like really looked up to Jay. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like they
That's
looked
love.
up to
That's
each
love.
other.
That's
You know what
love.
I'm saying? They looked up to each other. And yeah, that is crazy to have to step into the shoes of like two people, because that's all it was really, was those two people, and they had like the game. They had things on lock. Hove was coming, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? But like, you know, it was like these two cats was just so big, you know what I'm saying? And then so it's like to have all of that, like, you know, come on you and have that responsibility to keep this shit fly and keep the art of it going.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I think Hov really kept the, you know, not, you know, Hov kept the art of it going and was able to take where they was at and take it, you know what I'm saying, take it even higher. So,
Yeah. And even back in
you know
the era that we're all from, with, you know, Fat Joe too, like we didn't really see hip hop grow like this. We didn't have a blueprint of like, you know, people evolving and still being so relevant and still impacting culture. Like, you know, y'all inspired me. Y'all knocked down those doors in general, you know?
yeah, it's so crazy because, you know, that's what hip hop is built on, us helping each other. So you're hearing stories about people that actually was helping each other, you know. So Fat Joe getting him his first show, like that's huge. Fat Joe with the Bone Thugs, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? That's huge. Like everything that we all like done to like help each other, that's the way it was, you know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of people that played a part in, you know, Biggie and people believing in him, you know what I'm saying? And it's a family of real hip hop artists, you know. Yeah, so it's dope to have everybody on the call.
Yeah, crack.
Puff, I'm gonna say it like this, right? We be feeling fucked up in days like this. And I don't know if it's some New York shit because I know everybody's listening, but as New Yorkers, we be feeling like we got robbed of our guy. And so when you see shit like Empire State Building and Metro cards, it ain't just rappers, it's the whole New York. We feel like, damn, we lost our guy, King. You know what I'm saying? The guy who's paving the way, who the only reason we eating is because of a guy like this. You know, he showed us a vision of taking it to another level from not just being army fatigue and chucker jackets, but that we could excel to be on another level. And that's just, I sat in my room all day today just thinking about, like how much we was robbed of greatness. And all of us, you know what I'm saying? All of hip hop, the whole world, but for New York specifically, we feel like, wow, you know what I'm saying? And so that's why we rep him every chance we get, every second of the day. And he's so adored, man, and revered. He's so that we just I don't know another person that we hold on that highest regard as Biggie. Like, don't say nothing about Big.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? I come down my house every day. I got the fucking painting on the wall. Biggie, the only nigga on my wall. Big ass painting of him. It's like, don't fuck with him. Don't talk to him. He spent Thanksgiving with my family every year. He just like Big is with us.
Yes, sir.
And we're gonna always throw up that bat signal for him. That's it, fellas.
Thank you, man. Thank you, Fat Joe. I appreciate you, brother. Yeah.
Love.
Yeah. We can wrap it up, man. I appreciate you, Puff. I appreciate you, Ho, man. You guys are super busy, obviously. Thank you for taking the time and sharing your thoughts and your memories and everything right now. And it's doing it for Big, man. 50.
That's right. And thank you for putting it together, Elliot.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, Puff.
Love.
Hove, any final words, Hove? We get out of here?
I don't want to leave on the song, but no, I felt like a little somber, because we are very emotional about it, but we also celebrate, his legacy and what he contributed to the game in such a short time. Like those albums stand the test of time. Them joints, we playing them last night. Like I said, it's Tata's 50th, so we was playing those joints last night, and it sounded like they came out yesterday. So the spirit is still here, and we're still celebrating, and we laughing and having a good time. And we're gonna toast him. We're going again tonight for Tata. So we're gonna toast again, pop some bottles, and I might throw in some little Versace shirt for that.
You gotta do it.
You know what I'm saying?
You gotta do it.
Yeah.
Happy birthday to Ty. Also, happy birthday, Busta Rhymes. I know it's his birthday too, man. So a lot of solid dudes, man.
Happy birthday to the God Busta Rhymes.
The God Busta Rhymes, man.
Another Brooklyn legend. That was the track. That was the third one. The third part of the Weston House crew.
Oh, you claiming high school now? You claiming school? You went to school? You was good?
I went 4 days.
Learned a lot. You're inspiring young man.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
All right, Hov. Thank you guys, man.
Yeah, I appreciate everybody on the call, everybody that came out to celebrate, just tap in. I don't know if we talk too much and y'all ain't get a chance to talk, but y'all got your own little platforms. Get busy,
Get busy with your platforms. You know what I mean? All right, y'all. Appreciate your support. Thanks, Hov.
All right, peace.
Yeah. Well, thank you guys, man. Toast to Biggie, 50 years old, man. Happy heavenly birthday to B.I.G. Tomorrow, May 21, man. I appreciate everybody checking in. I think we got about 2,500 people. Shout out to the entire Tidal team. Shout out Mel. Shout out Juan. Shout out Jason. Talk to you guys soon, man, for the next Spaces event, man. I ain't going to get guests like this next time, so don't get excited, man. All right? Peace.
Get your browser on media, man. Appreciate y'all having me, man. Salute.
Tell these niggas.